Three, two, and one. We are live. What is up, everybody? How you doing, ATG fam? We're on episode 64. Miss you guys. Love you guys. Thank you guys for subscribing. For those of you guys that have watched for a while, we always appreciate the support. You know, we've been doing this for about 3 years, and it's been like a slow grind, guys, slow burn. And I've enjoyed every minute of it. Since I started doing this podcast, just putting myself out there, you know, I had trouble, you know, just taking that leap of faith of putting myself out there, telling my story. You know, talking for an hour on a podcast, you have to make yourself vulnerable and really just express yourself and be authentic. And I just want to thank you guys who have accepted me for who I am. Tonight, we have a very special guest. For those of you guys that follow me on Instagram, hold on, I'm going to adjust my volume a little bit. So for those of you guys that follow me on Instagram, I promoted him as one of my first mentors. So this person, you know, since I was 5, 6, all growing up as a little kid and even till now, I've always looked up to. I've always kind of, you know, wanted to be like this person, respected him. And, you know, it's kind of a special occasion because I got to actually gift him one of his custom ATG jerseys tonight. You guys are going to see that here in a second. Let's just waste no further time. We got Joseph Sanchez. Let's go, baby. And must I mention the first homie to rep the ATG mask. So let's go, baby.
Let's go.
I always give my guests an option to rep the mask, and everyone's too scared. Joe's like, let's do it. We got the custom Lobo jersey for Joe. Hey, man, thank you. Love the cowboy hat.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
I'm going to shut this off. How have you been, Joe?
I'm doing good.
Dude, thank you for, you know, just saving the time to come out and hang out with me tonight. I appreciate it. You know, you've always been, you know, you're pretty much like my brother, man. As a little kid, you know, you were a little bit older than me, and, you know, always hanging out at Auntie Nina's house and stuff like that with Rico, everyone. I don't know. I just thought you were the coolest guy, man. Tommy, I'll always tell everyone this because I'm famously known for doing backflips off of things, and you were the first person to teach me how to do that, man. So, shout out to you.
You're welcome.
Hey, let's take a screenshot for the camera before you take off the mask. Hell yeah, dude. We've had a pretty fun night so far, I must say.
Sir.
It's always fun just hanging out, listening to music, getting to rap, getting to chill. You know, you don't have to. You don't have to. It's up to you. I'm gonna do funny sound bites though, making fun of you. No, I'm just kidding. Right here. Nah. So how have you been, Joe?
Good. Just, I'm so proud of you, man. Everything you're doing, everything is good, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you. And if you can, just scoot the chair a little bit that way. We'll get a little closer. These mics are so like weird. They'll pick up things super close.
I don't think I can do the cowboy hat, bro.
Take off the Oh, actually,
maybe I go this way.
Damn, you look like a DJ.
There we go.
There you go. Now you can listen. Look. Nah, Joe. So let's start from the beginning, man. So the way, you know, that you ended up in my life, that I ended up in your life, you know, our moms were Auntie Nina, my Auntie Nina, your Auntie Nina, best friends, you know, since they were super young, since before they even had us. And you know, we were just born into each other's lives. It was like you were my cousin since day one. And you know how it is growing up, you know, even as young parents, it's like you're going to drop your kids off at your friend's house. Your friend's going to drop your kids off at your house. So I was always staying at your guys' house, dude. I was pretty much like the adopted kid, you know. And so you, Chelsea, we had Chelsea on the podcast. Mm-hmm. We were all staying in this big house in Belen.
Good times.
At Jay, you know, Jay had that house. He had the guest house with the pool room, all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And, dude, I have so many memories, dude. So many memories in that house. Even just shooting guns, shooting prairie dogs.
Oh, yeah.
The trampoline was such a huge thing back in the day.
off the back of the house, right?
Yeah. So Joe, like, a trampoline just wasn't good enough for Joe. Like, he wanted to take it to the next level. So this guy put his trampoline next to the side of the house, and homie would just throw front flips off of his house onto the trampoline.
And then back up.
And then back up. And then you jump back up. That was so crazy, man. So I don't know, you were always just doing things without thinking, and you just did it with full confidence. I thought that was so cool, man.
Yeah.
Where did you get that from?
My Uncle Max.
Max Baca?
Yes. Go or don't go.
Yeah.
There, do or do not. There is no try.
Yeah.
Right?
That's true.
So.
It's crazy how, like, you know, when you do crazy things like that, it's as simple as that. You go or you don't go. You know, some people that you overthink, you question. Once you start over questioning it, then you've already failed. It's like there's some things in life you just gotta go for it.
But you were just a little thing, man.
I know.
You're just a little thing.
I was a little dude.
Yeah.
So you got like maybe 6 years on me or something like that.
Yep.
And so just like time frame wise, I was, you know, like 10 or so. You know, you were about 16, probably getting into high school, stuff like that. And you know, you were always a little bit ahead of me. And you would just show me things. And one thing, you know, highly noted is your house was the first house. That was my first introduction to fighting, boxing, UFC. You know, I remember always you guys would get the fights when it wasn't even that popular.
Always. I've been in this since the beginning.
Yeah, you guys would order the UFC. I remember watching Tito and Chuck fight at your guys' house.
Yep. We had the projector on the big wall.
Yeah.
Yep.
Damn. Were you a Tito or a Chuck guy?
Both. But when everybody started going for Chuck, I said, "Fuck Chuck." I hate bandwagoners.
Yeah.
I hate bandwagoners.
You go against the grain.
Yes.
Hell yeah. I always liked. I was always a Tito guy, just because you know, as a wrestler, I was just all wrestling, and I knew Chuck was a striker, but I was like, nah, wrestlers. And you know, Chuck got Tito. They went back and forth, didn't they? Or did Chuck always light up?
I think Chuck beat him twice. Pretty sure.
You're right, he did. The Ice Man.
The Ice Man.
But it's so crazy to think, because look at how far UFC's come. Look at where it's at now.
It's
you know what I mean?
Like one of the biggest sports in the world.
It was the only sport to stay open during COVID. You know what I mean? It's like it's one of those iconic sports that, I don't know, we can relate to growing up. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. We can relate to fighting. We can relate. So you identify with a fighter.
Well, your dad was teaching me how to wrestle.
Yeah.
When I was young, and me and you, back and forth. Me and you go back and forth.
Yeah.
You know, wrestling.
Even breakdancing.
Breakdancing, whatever.
How did you end up doing that, bro? Did you just watch videos and mess around at the house or what?
Videos? There was no YouTube back
then.
There
was no YouTube. You get a VHS on.
Nokia phone. Yeah, no. We nothing.
I remember you teaching me the spin with the legs, remember?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We did that all day.
All day.
I appreciate you for taking the time to just, you know, you don't realize, like, once you grow up, or even now that I'm older, what, like, that means to, like, a young kid to just take the time to teach them something, you know what I mean? And you don't realize, like, you're just, like, in your head at the time, you're like, this kid, he's following me around everywhere, he just wants to do everything I do, like, whatever. But in my mind, it's like a pinnacle moment of, like, learning something new, you know? And you would always, yeah, and credit to you, you would always take the time to show me how to do a backflip, or show me how to break dance, or riz up the girls, you know? No, I'm just kidding.
I'm still not sure what riz means.
It's just like swag. Like you got that machismo. You know what I mean? You either have it or you don't. So I don't know, I would just always look up to you, and you just like were the cool kid, you know? You'd always have people over. You were very social, and you still are, you know? You're a very social person. and you would always have friends over and stuff like that. And I think I like identified with that. And then I don't know, what was it like growing up in Belen for you, man, all through high school?
Oh man, it was rough, man. I got into some friends that I shouldn't have been with, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I got into some crazy situations, man. I know you talked about how you got shot up.
Yeah.
Or like at the Allsops.
Yeah.
Right? It ain't easy down there, bro.
Yeah.
It ain't easy, so.
It sounds like sometimes like we're making stuff up or whatever, but it's like one of those things where you wouldn't know unless you were there type stuff, you know? And like we were talking, you know, it doesn't matter who you were, what type of person you were. Growing up in Belen, you always had to deal with you always had to face those difficulties. Even just going to school, you know what I mean? Those lunchroom, you'd be in the lunchroom, you know? Some guy would just decide, I'm gonna go call this guy out today. You know, you would just be wanting to get your chicken nuggets and chill, but sometimes stuff goes sideways, you know? But at the end of the day, I will say, you know, any scraps I've been in and stuff, and I don't know if it's still like this. It seems like it's not. But like after you would scrap, you would shake hands and be like, all right, that was it type stuff, you know?
Yeah.
And some of the guys that I ended up scrapping with, I ended up really good friends with after. Just because you have that respect. You know what I mean? This person, we met, we locked up. And it takes a lot of courage for you to put yourself out there in front of people and do stuff like that.
Yeah. It ain't fun.
It ain't fun. It ain't fun. Looking back, you know, you're thankful for it, but at the same time, you wouldn't want someone to have to go through it. Mm-hmm. So it's like one of those weird things.
It is fun, but...
Yeah, I struggle with that because I'm like, all of this life experience at a young age made me who I am, and I'm thankful for that. But at the same time, like, I wouldn't want someone else to have to deal with that. You know, I hope my kids don't have to deal with that.
I kind of think, maybe I do. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Like, the more you expose them to, the better.
Yeah, you know, it ain't all flowers and rainbows, you know?
That's true.
So.
Yeah, it ain't all flowers and rainbows. That's definitely a life lesson.
My girl's got a whole bunch of haters, and you know what I mean? Sink or swim.
Yeah.
Sink or swim.
You either in or you out. And that's the thing, man, is like, you know, once you get that life experience and stuff like that, it almost makes you more calm and chill as you grow up, for me, in my opinion. Like, I know what things can lead to and what things can escalate to. Mm-hmm. So I almost am more, you know, chilled out in a way. Like, if someone does something to me, I just kind of let it ride because I've seen where it could go.
Road rage and all that shit?
Yeah, road rage.
No.
Yeah.
No, you need to let that shit go.
That's true. Have you ever had to deal with anything like that?
Yes. Yes.
Bikers or what?
No, just some guy came, I'm not going to get into it too much, but he cut me off and then stopped in the middle of the road and got out of the car.
Wow.
Middle of the road.
Ready to throw down?
Ready to fucking throw down. And I had my fucking pistol on, right? I had the heat ready to go.
Right.
But I don't want to do that.
Right. That's like last resort.
Yes. And he finally got back in his car, and then even still, he was like following me, so like I had to go different ways. It's all crazy, man.
Yeah, all crazy. I mean, all of our listeners and viewers, I'm sure you guys are all from New Mexico. There's Instagram pages daily of crazy stuff happening like that. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if it's just, I don't know, man. People are filled with a lot of anger. And it makes you question, you know, okay, what type of day did that guy have today? You know, you got to ask yourself, what led to this guy being so crazy or pissed off?
You never know.
So in my mind, I'm just like, you know, I'm going to just brush it off as much as I can. Mm-hmm. You know, I know what I'm capable of and I know what it could lead to, but I think becoming a man is part of just, you know, folding when you know you got to fold and just...
And that's why you're a fucking smart man.
Thanks, man.
You're a smart man.
Yeah, I mean, and I didn't learn that right away. I just barely, you know, I'm 30, man, and I'm barely starting to figure things out. You know, I've been all the way up till 30, making wrong decisions, doing things, and then at the end of the day, the next day, I'm like, dang, I shouldn't have, barked back at that guy, or I should, you know what I mean? There's little micro decisions leading up to what went that way.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, but I think that's why I like UFC so much in MMA, because it's fun, because it's just, no one's gonna pull a gun out, it's just
gonna get injured,
man to man.
Injured, but
but no one's gonna fight dirty. Everything's and just watching UFC and all the Mike Tyson fights at your house was life changing, man. Can you remember any Can you remember the first MMA fight that you saw? Was it around that time?
MMA fight?
Was it the Tito Chuck era?
No, way before that. That's gonna be I started watching Coach Sanchez, Dennis Sanchez. He was coach for a lot of people down in Belen.
Yeah, wrestling or fighting or
basketball.
Oh, okay.
Mark and Dale's dad.
Oh yeah.
He introduced us to. We used to do karate, right?
Bruce Lee style.
Yeah. Well, no, but yeah. And yeah, I've been watching ever since then. He would go and get us the videos, and me, Mark, Dale, Dennis, we'd sit there and watch.
What was it, VHS tapes or what?
Yes.
So he'd go get that, who knows how he got those fights?
Through the curtain in the back.
Back then, to get a fight was hard. It was hard to watch them because we didn't have YouTube.
Mm-mm.
We didn't have. We didn't even, YouTube didn't come till 2004 or 5.
Way after.
So whenever we were together,
93, bro.
Yeah, 93. That was when baby Gregor was born. Nah, but your family's been nothing but good to me. What do you think about what UFC's become now? Do you think?
I think it's the biggest sport on the planet, man. I mean, there's still soccer and whatnot, football.
Yeah, it's growing, huh?
I think UFC's the best sport there is. MMA.
Yeah, mixed martial arts.
Yes.
I think so too, and I don't think anyone can question it because everything is allowed. There's no, hey, you can only throw punches. You could throw kicks. You could grapple. You can do whatever. And so to me, it's like the ultimate game of chess. Mm-hmm. There's so many moves that you can do. And not only that, before the fight, there's head games. Oh, you know what I mean? That's a whole thing that people don't think about.
Oh, yeah. No. If you're like a noob, you don't know nothing. It's everything. Everything that's said, everything that's done, it all boils down to that.
Yeah.
When the ref says go, or Bruce Buffer says it's ready.
It's time.
Mm-hmm.
Would you say it's time? And dude, some fights are lost before the fight even starts. Yeah. There's mental games. Conor McGregor, Jose Aldo. Yeah. There's the mental warfare that people didn't even know about.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And that was a perfect example of it. You see a homie building up to the fight. This guy's just in your face, teasing you, press conference after press conference. And Jose Aldo, this is one thing noted too, and I don't know, I could be wrong, but Jose Aldo, before every fight, he never looked at anyone in the eye, ever. He would always look down, touch gloves. And for the Conor fight, locked in. He wanted to kill him. And what did that lead to? You know what I mean? So there's those games, there's those games that you could play now, and it's like, you can't just be a good fighter. You also got to be mentally tough.
Of course. Did you see the Fury Ngannou fight?
Yeah, I did. That was last week.
Who do you think won that fight?
That's a tough one. I think Ngannou. Sorry, yeah, Francis Ngannou. I think he won. Win or lose, he won the people over. Everyone knows.
Who do you think won the fight, though?
It's a tough one. If we're talking MMA rules.
No, it was boxing rules.
Well, look, if we look at both guys the next day, who looked destroyed?
Tyson Fury.
Pieced up.
Yes. I think Ngannou won, which is sad to say, but
dude, have you seen Francis's story? Have you seen what it took to? Isn't that one of the coolest stories ever? like in MMA?
Of course.
Dude,
man.
this guy, okay, so just for our audience, so Francis, I'm sure some of you guys know he was the UFC champ, but we're going all the way back. Francis Ngannou was in his mid-20s, and he saw a Conor McGregor fight. He saw a Conor McGregor fight. You know how Conor was everywhere at the time? And he just decided, I'm going to be the world champion, but I'm going to be a world champion boxer. I'm going to go to the US. He was in Africa shoveling dirt. Had no way to get to the US. Cameroon, yeah. He was the Cameroon sand mines, shoveling. Had to live in a forest eating rabbits. Crossed the desert 3 times. Kept getting caught. 7 times?
7 times.
Jesus. So imagine crossing the desert, starving. You make it to the other side. They catch you, bring you back. Catch you, bring you back. Finally, on the 7th time you make it there. Gets thrown in a prison. He was in a jail for like, I don't know how long. After that, he has to cross the Atlantic Ocean illegally on a paddleboard. One of the times they lost their paddle and they had to paddle with their freaking hand, dude. Imagine how much drive that takes. This is
so tough, bro.
No fighting experience. This is just to get to where he needs to get to start training.
Just straight grit, bro. You think
finally makes it over there. Starts his MMA training career, late 20s.
He wanted to box.
And that was his first goal.
Yes, and they said no. You'll be better at MMA.
Right.
Yeah.
And now look at, isn't it so? And so let's say that. Okay, so imagine the odds of that just happening. He's not only that, but he's the first MMA fighter to ever. He's the first champion to ever leave as a free agent. No one else has ever been able to do that. To retire as a champion, goes to boxing.
Yeah, but it's kind of, excuse my French, but
yeah,
right? Because John Jones was ready to fucking go. And you know how I feel about John Jones.
Yeah, I know. John's your boy. And I would have loved to see that as a fight fan.
I mean...
But this is how the UFC works, though. They don't do one fight deals. So Francis had to do a 5-fight contract. And the way that it was set up is he would get paid dirt to fight John. But if he won, then he would make like 7 mil, whatever. So that was on the table. 12 mil, easy.
He made that.
Shuts that down and gambles on himself to fight Tyson. Supposed to get destroyed. He's supposed to get pieced up. Everyone. I even thought
it was like 14.
The odds were like plus 600 or something.
No, it was like fucking. I forget, -14
for Tyson.
Yes.
Jesus.
And plus 400 or something like that.
That's insane.
Yeah, no.
I mean, I just watched it like. Because you've been seeing, you know, we've never seen an MMA fighter go to boxing and win or do, you know, we've seen Nate, we've seen whoever fought Jake. What was that guy's name? The guy who got knocked out by Jake. Ben Askren. You know, we've seen these fights and it's like, you know, they always get these guys at the tail end of their career. Francis, we were kind of expecting the same. We're like, he's going against the best in the world. Tyson, he's never lost. Goes in there, drops him in the 3rd or 4th round.
3rd?
I was losing my mind, dude. I was like, this is wild.
Same here.
In Saudi Arabia. And then now, dude, Tyson's, or not Tyson, Francis's stock is to the roof. His next fight is going to destroy.
Who's he going to fight, though? Who? Deontay Wilder?
Honestly, anyone he fights is going to be insane. He's gonna probably
Joshua.
Those are all on the table, so I think he's probably gonna end up fighting in May. I say screw MMA. I think he should retire MMA, full-time boxer now.
Wouldn't you want to see him versus John Jones?
But it ain't gonna happen. That's gone. John, he's gonna maybe fight one more fight and that's it. I don't think it's.
I think John has a lot of pride, and I think he will buckle down.
This is why I think it's not going to happen, though, is because he signed for PFL, and that's competing against UFC.
Okay. So, well, here's the thing, though, too. PFL let him fight a boxing match.
That's the only reason why he signed with them.
Yeah, so
And
then
UFC was
PFL could let him fight as well, right?
yeah,
Mm.
but they're not gonna put on a fight with the UFC.
Here's the thing, and I understand what you're saying, and it's probably because if Ngannou wins, he's not a UFC champion, right?
Yeah.
Right? He's just a subcontractor.
Do you want my honest opinion?
What do you got?
And I love John.
You think Ngannou would fucking steamroll him? No way.
Right now, I do.
No way. No way.
I don't know, dude. After seeing
The
that
GOAT?
fight, I don't know. I'm just on the Francis train so much right now, and I love John. I've always loved John, but you look at all those odds of what Francis shouldn't have done, and he did. Sometimes people just have that destiny.
Yeah, but it's all good and punch, just punch.
So are we talking MMA or are we talking boxing?
What do you think we're talking about?
I think
UFC.
Okay, in MMA, I think John can take him down and easily submit him. In boxing, I think Francis wins.
I ain't talking about boxing.
But this is the thing. I think Francis is just going to box from here on out.
No.
There's no one for him to fight in MMA.
Except
John.
for...
I think, to be honest, I think the UFC fumbled the ball with Francis. I think they should have
think
allowed
so?
him. Yeah. They thought that Francis was going to go out, get destroyed by Tyson, and just sink his whole career. But he ended up doing the opposite. Mm-hmm. Now he's the biggest star ever. And John just tore his arm.
Yeah, his pec, right?
Yeah. So now that fight's off. John's out for a year. Francis is ready to go. They're just in a weird situation of just... No one could have predicted this, I guess you could say. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't have ever thought that.
Yeah.
But one of these days, you never know. Rumble in the jungle. Imagine.
Yeah.
John is just... John is a mixed martial artist. John's not a boxer.
If you ask me, the best mixed martial artist, other than Demetrius Johnson, but
he slept on, huh?
Oh, fucking Mighty Mouse?
Yeah, he slept on him.
Everybody.
He doesn't get the credit.
He does not get the credit he deserves. Yeah.
Intelligent.
Oh, the best, bro.
So who are you gonna say other than Demetrius?
As for what?
The best mixed martial artist.
John Jones. Yeah. A lot of people say Khabib. Yeah, no.
I think Khabib had the potential. He was on that, but he stopped his career too short. It's too hard to say. Who did he really fight? Like that was that?
Well, he beat the who's who, but
he really didn't though. I mean, maybe he beat Justin Gaethje. That was in Connor.
Poirier.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
What about Poirier? Like, I mean, he beat all the best. He just left it for his.
He stopped
protege.
it too soon. He stopped too soon.
Yes, but
John went all through the whole division twice.
Twice.
Dude, I'll never forget watching when he won his first title. I think he was 23, and I think he beat
Shogun Rua.
Yeah, he destroyed. Didn't he go out with the flying knee?
Yes. Shogun Rua was my favorite fighter. I used to watch Pride all the time. When John Jones beat fucking Shogun Rua, I said, ain't nobody ever beating this guy. Never, ever.
Because of the fashion that he did it.
It's made it look easy. Shogun Rua, he had just beat Machida for the belt. Like,
I'm going to make sure we're good. Keep talking.
Yeah, it's just, there ain't no goddamn way anyone's going to beat him.
Shogun, to me, was unstoppable before John. I couldn't see anyone beating, and John beat people in their prime.
Yes, all of them.
Rashad.
Rampage Jackson, dude, like, what?
Remember whenever he choked out, what's his name standing up?
Machida. That was Machida. He choked him and everyone was mad that he just let him fall down.
Yeah. That was gangster, though.
Yeah. I'm gonna fucking hold you.
What am I gonna do? Put you down like a baby? That would be even more insulting.
I kind of think so, too.
You know what I mean? Like, here you go, baby. What did you think about John's last fight?
Oh, against Cyril Gahn? Are you kidding me, bro? A minute and a half?
Yeah. The thing about John is he is always changing his style constantly. Like he'll train with people and he's not one of those guys who's like stuck in his ways, if you can say. He will learn and adapt. And I think that's what it takes to be a UFC champion is you have to adapt. You know, you look at like the Tito and Chuck era, they didn't adapt. They had their style and they didn't work on their ground game. They didn't work on things like that. But now the game is so advanced that you have to be able to be good at everything.
Well, it started off as MMA, mixed martial arts.
Right.
Boxer versus kickboxer.
Karate.
Boxer versus, yes. Now, MMA means you need to know everything.
You need to be a black belt, but also need to be able to scrap.
You need to be able to do everything.
Yeah.
Everything. So.
What do you think about Volkanovski?
Oh, that was sad, man. That was sad. He took it on short notice. But Islam's a beast, bro.
Yeah.
Islam's a beast. What do you do? What do you do?
I have a whole new respect for Islam. He brings threats that Khabib didn't have.
What do you think about the first fight? Who do you think won the first fight?
I thought they should have gave it to Volk.
I thought Volk won that fight.
But I rewatched it a couple times. And I think I was just so, you know,
Vulcanized.
We were driven by how it ended. Like if it would have went another round, Volk would have had him. That was like what I was thinking. You know what I mean? But after watching round by round though, I think Islam had him by an inch. He didn't finish strong though. That's the thing. That's where everyone gets, you know, everyone thinks Volk should have had it is because Volk finished stronger than Islam. But Islam had the first couple rounds. And you know, the only difference between the first fight and the second fight is that Volk didn't have a camp. So you know what I mean? It's like Islam had a full camp, Volk went in there, no camp, and then you got what you got. It's like Volk, you know, and it's sad because
he put it out there, man.
He did, you know, and it takes balls to just go against the best in the world.
Can you imagine fighting that guy on
10 days?
Absolutely not.
And going to Abu Dhabi.
Yes.
Middle East time, they're like a whole day ahead of us.
Yeah, no.
But it was. Did you watch those interviews after with him getting emotional and stuff?
Yeah. He was like sad that he wasn't fighting and stuff like that.
It kind of opens your eyes into the mindset of all these fighters that if they're not fighting or they don't have something to work for, they sometimes like, you know, they question their purpose, you know?
Yeah.
Because that's all they do. That's all they know. And so he just said, like, keep me busy because he's mentally can't, like, when he's just stagnant, that's when he, like, loses.
Well, how do you feel? Like, let's say you're here just sitting at home.
Yeah.
Don't you want to go out and do something?
Yeah. You know, that's why we respect him and that's why we like him so much more. Yeah. Volk's stock, even though he lost, went up to the roof.
Yeah.
I'm on the Volk train. I hope to God that one day they make that fight happen for real. I hope, but Volk, this is the thing though, Volk's going to have to go back and defend his title, and that guy...
I'm sure he's going to...
But that guy is no joke. Volk's going to have his hands full.
Who is it? Because he beat Yair Rodriguez like Yair. Fucking nothing.
I forget his name. He's good though. He's a dark horse.
I think it'd be cool if Aljamain came up. Aljamain Sterling?
Yeah.
Came up and fought.
It's hard to say now after what happened to him.
He got fucking...
It's so funny because I was just at this party or whatever. And I remember about a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago, I was on the Sean train. Like, I was all Sean. And he hadn't really done nothing yet. He wasn't even ranked. But I was just hyping him up, and everyone's like, dude, he's just what he is because he has funky hair, all this. And it was so crazy because it took me back to the era of Conor. Whenever everyone's like, oh, he's just where he's at because he has a good mouth and he could talk good crap, but he's not that good. Wait till he fights Jose Aldo. And I remember, like, it was almost similar to where, like, some guys just have it. They're destined to be a star. And Sean was just destined to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's those once in a lifetime moments where something just happens for that person. and he just dropped him, took the step back. It was similar to Connor's fight. He took the step back, pieced him up, and dropped the hammer. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Sean will never be what Connor was on the mic. No one will ever be that. There's Chael and Connor to me.
Connor's being kind of weird now, but we don't got to get into that.
But just think what that does to someone mentally. Imagine your whole UFC career, your leg gets shattered in half. And then you get depressed, and then you're around all these partying people, and then you're doing drugs, and then, you know what I mean? You get sucked into that Hollywood lifestyle. And I'm hoping that Connor snaps out of it. I think he will. You know what I think?
Fight who? He can't beat anybody in the 155 division.
You wouldn't want to see the Chad fight? Or not Chad, the one that he did the tough with.
Chandler,
yes. Steven Chandler. You wouldn't want to see that?
Steven Chandler.
Chandler puts on the most exciting fights ever.
Yes. I think Chandler would run right through him.
I don't.
I think so.
Because Chandler, his body style and his fight style is exactly what Connor does best against. Short, little, stocky, bulky guys who throw their head down. Connor is so lanky, he touches those guys. And I think that's a perfect fight for Connor.
Yeah, but Connor wants to do it like at 170. He even said 185. Like, who fucking knows what that guy's talking about, man?
I think he's going to have to fight up. So I think Usman's weight is going to be his new.
Well, what about Usman and fucking Chimaev? What did you think of that?
I put my money on Usman. I thought he did great for 12 days notice.
Yeah, but it was short notice at a different weight class.
Yeah.
I think the Chimaev train slowing down because Gilbert Burns put it on Chimaev.
He did.
If there was 2 more rounds.
Yeah. So the thing about Chimaev that I've noticed is he throws his game plan out the window and just starts swinging wild. And put that guy against Bo Nickel, I guarantee you he's going to calculate.
Talk about someone that's going to be a champ.
Dude, so that left ear, does that one feel uncomfortable? That one?
No.
Because it's like folded a different way.
No.
Okay, good. I'm just making sure.
No.
All right. Does your voice sound good?
Yeah.
You sound sexy.
Your voice sounds
just kidding.
good.
What do you think about Bo? Do you think he's going to take out Chimaev?
Bo Nickel? Dude.
I think he's the dark horse of that weight class. You put Bo against Izzy right now, I think Bo walks through Izzy.
I wouldn't say walks through, but...
What ground game does Izzy have, though, to be honest?
Have you ever seen... need ground game?
You kind of do. You get taken down by a guy like that.
All fights start on the feet.
Remember how we said you have to be good at everything?
Yeah.
I think that's a big hole in this game. Izzy's never fought people who are that style. Izzy's only fought stand-up fights.
Through Strickland. I
stand.
was like totally surprised by that.
Me
I think
too.
everybody was. But
dude, and then now we got the Colby fight coming up.
Dude, that's what I want. I want Colby, bro. I want Colby to be the champ.
I like Colby a lot. Who's he gonna fight?
Leon Edwards, the champ.
He's gonna walk through him.
We thought fucking Tyson Fury was gonna walk through Ngannou.
Colby's a different animal.
I
really think so.
I agree with you, but
we're gonna find out. So now we got Sean Strickland champion. We might have Colby.
But it's 170 and 185.
Yeah.
They're different.
No, but a year ago, you would have never thought that Sean O'Malley, Sean Strickland, and Colby could possibly be the champ. And it's looking like it's going that way. It's fun. It's a fun time.
Yes.
Those are fun champions to have.
Yes.
You know, I feel like the UFC needed a change up. Izzy... I love Izzy. I've always been a fan of Izzy. Mm-hmm. But he was getting to a GSP era where he was just fighting to win towards the end of his career. Mm-hmm. And I will always love GSP, but his last 3 fights were stagnant to me. Except when he came back and fought the guy with one eye.
Bisbee. That
was a sick fight. But like before that, his era, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Remember whenever he fought Johnny Hendricks?
Hendricks put it on him, bro.
I thought Hendricks beat him up, dude.
Hendricks put it on him, bro.
That was when Hendricks was all rated up.
Well, yeah.
They should just... Hey, what do you think? Do you think USADA, you think it's gonna...
What's the new one? Drug free, something like that.
It's basically USADA. So people are acting like now everyone's free to just do whatever, but they basically just swapped the name of USADA and now it's like UFC drug organization.
Well, I mean, let's go back to John, right?
Yeah.
It was a picogram,
Right.
right? They said that's like 1 grain of salt in an Olympic-sized swimming pool.
Right.
A picogram, right?
That sip was loud.
But like,
Boo.
yeah, that gives you no advantage.
Right.
Or do you think so?
I don't know. I really don't know. Like, I couldn't say.
A grain of salt in an Olympic-sized swimming pool. A picogram.
It just makes me... John, the thing, there's so many questions. There's so many weird things that happened.
With John?
There's too many. There was like too many in a row. You know what I mean? Like, it was like, it kind of hindered my... It made me question him. Not that it made me not like him, but it was like one thing after another, and I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah, but he's been, what do you say, exonerated?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They all said it's
And guys,
nothing.
I am a diehard John Jones fan. I don't want anyone to get it mixed up. You know what I mean? I look at things...
We're mixing it up.
We're mixing it up. I've hung out with John a couple times. You know, I don't want to get into details, but John is a good, fun guy, and he's all about the people. I will say that. And that's something that's rare. Someone like Diego Sanchez, I like Diego, but I've heard he's kind of a jerk. You know, I've heard there's people who have this aura around them. And John, cowboy as well, they'll buy you a shot at the bar and give you a hug. And that's something that's rare. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Even Connor, I think Connor's like that too, you know what I mean? They got that, dude, I got a little bit of Irish in me. My great-great-grandfather was a Flanagan from Ireland. He came down to Belen to work on the railroad.
No.
Yeah.
Your great-great-grandfather?
Yeah. So you know my tata, the Padillas?
Yes.
His father was from Ireland.
No way.
Flanagan. Straight up. The railroad in Belen, they had all kinds of immigrants.
Where did Padilla come from? Too much?
I don't know. It got mixed up. But in my Tata's house, there was a big picture of him, white suit. So my Tata, so you know my Tata, my grandpa's dad, right?
Dude, I grew up at that house.
But how often, you know, my Tata had blue eyes.
Mm-hmm.
He was half Irish, dude. Like, he had that in him. And I don't know if they just decided to change their name or what. But it just, you know, so I got a lot of Hispanic, Mexican, and Irish, but a lot of Irish. People don't realize, like, my grandpa Larry, like, I had Conor McGregor in him, dude, and I'm sure you can tell just by hanging out with him and stuff. Like, he's got a little bit of, he's got that in him, you know what I mean? There's some feistiness that comes with that Irish blood. Mm-hmm. That lanky, scrappy, throw down some whiskey. Did that just turn on? Has that been on this whole time?
No, it just turned on.
Hold up. My chair's been acting weird. Oh, there we go. But yeah, so, and my mom talked about that on the podcast too. She knows the whole history about the Flanagans and Irish and all that.
I've never heard of this.
Yeah, so there's a lot of Irish bloodline in Belen because at the time the railroad started in Belen and they were taking on a lot of immigrants and stuff like that. So a lot of people came from other countries to work on the railroad. And, you know, you just get mixed up in the Spanish scene. Mm. So it's pretty cool because, like, look, like, yeah, I mean, you know my thought, the blue eyes. Yes. That's, like, super rare for, like, a Mexican, you know?
I used to skateboard over there, bro.
Harales?
Yes. Across from the Bacas.
That's true.
Right? Your grandpa
Shout out to grandpa. Max Baca. Max is an OG. Hopefully, Max, you'll watch this one day. But
maybe.
Max is against the grain.
100%. Everybody loves Max, bro.
Yeah.
There ain't not one person on this planet that doesn't like him. But.
Yeah. You remind me a lot of him. I could tell that you, like, learned a lot from him. Even just, like, the way you talk and stuff, too. I could tell you picked up a lot. He was kind of like your older primo.
He's like my brother.
And it's so crazy because I feel like my grandpa Larry had such a big part in both of you guys' lives, even, you know?
Yep.
Like my grandpa Larry the one I was just talking about, you know, he was Max's Nino.
Mm-hmm. He's my Nino as well.
So you know what I mean? It just gets passed down, and it's crazy how these things work. You know, we all got a little bit of Grandpa Larry in us. For the better or the worse. Huh?
Your little chongo.
Yep.
Big chongo now, but...
Yeah, I don't know. Since I was born, my nickname's always been Chongo. Now it's Changuito. And I think the reason for that is I was just always been known as a little monkey, a little crazy, little Mowgli. I don't like to wear clothes. I'm just always running around all crazy, throwing backflips. Dude, I want to talk a little bit even like just about the Tabit house back in the day.
What do you got?
There was just so many fun times. I just always remember that house was just always filled with people. And every single night, there was so many people over.
So fun, wasn't
We'd be playing pool. We were free to do whatever we wanted.
Wasn't it so fun?
We could play pool all night. We could stay up all night. We can watch scary movies.
Whatever it was.
We can shoot guns. No, there was like no restrictions as a kid. Like we could just do whatever we wanted. And so that was the Tabit house at the time was like the biggest house in Belen. Like it was just fun, and everyone wanted to go party there. And I was only like a little kid, and they would just let me run around, dude. So I was just up all night. But you know what? I'll never forget. So you guys are the reason that I'm like kind of messed up in the head though. So you guys would like force me to watch like Chucky.
I don't remember that. I
swear.
I heard you say that.
No, I know it was you. You held me down and you made me watch Chucky, and I was freaking out, dude. And you're like just messing with me, dude. And I was freaking out.
The reason I don't believe it is because I didn't want to watch Chucky.
I don't know.
It might have been Rico.
I think it was Rico.
Or maybe the sisters.
No,
Natalie and
actually,
Nicole.
I think it was the sisters. And Rico, they were messing with me, dude.
I'm telling you.
No, so anyways,
I wasn't about that.
But I'm so desensitized now because like I was exposed to all those scary movies, and then now like I just love scary movies. But I was like tortured as a kid, dude. I remember because I would stay at your house for like 2-3 days, and then I would go back to my parents, and I would be all freaked out.
Dude, I remember before your mom and your dad had the house that they have. Just a little trailer.
The mobile home.
Yes, bro.
Remember you used to go celebrate the birthday parties there?
Yes, bro. All the time.
Shout out to my dad. He'd always like make it a good time.
Is the best. He taught me how to wrestle as well. Me and Joshua would go at it.
Yeah, we'd throw down. Yeah, those are good times. And Rico was a big part of that. I want to get Rico on the podcast.
I wanted to get him on tonight with us.
Maybe we could do a trio. Because I think actually Rico was the one who held me down. Rico was he had a dark side, dude. He would like to, you know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying.
Rico would, I could see Rico doing that.
Love him.
And Rico, he was into skateboarding and stuff too. I remember that.
Me and him used to skate. We used to bike. Bro, me and him would wake up like at 5 o'clock in the morning, ride our bikes to McDonald's, get us a...
McFlurry?
No. Just a McMuffin, and then ride all day, bro. Just ride all day in Belen.
Yeah. There's something about that freedom of just, you know, being a kid and it's almost like we got to do whatever we want, and it made you like feel like an adult as a kid. Like, what do you want to do today? You know what I mean? There was no cell phones.
No.
You were gone. Do you remember whenever we used to, memories are popping up. So you know how there was the Tabit house and then you guys had all those acres of land? So remember how there was just endless prairie dogs? Do you remember that day that we smoked them all out?
Oh, all of them,
We'd put smoke bombs. We'd put smoke bombs in all the holes. And we would leave a couple of holes open so we knew that they were all going to pop up. And we would just post up. Boom!
Yes.
Take them out.
I had all that shit ready to go. Dude.
I know. And you're still doing that. You still
you don't remember my dog Oscar?
Yeah, he'd rip them. He'd bring them back to us. We'd shoot him in half, and then the dog would bring him back cut in half. You remember that though, huh? You guys would
100.
smoke them out.
100%, bro.
You guys let me shoot one. I was like so happy, dude. Cause it's fun, dude. You get to like plan it out. And you guys still been going to the range shooting and stuff?
Oh, I shoot all the time, man.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool that you kept up with it.
Well, you have to, bro.
I know. I need to. The only thing I got in my house is throwing hatchets.
I seen those.
I'm good at that. John Wick style.
We'll
If
see.
someone breaks in,
we'll see.
I need to get a gun. I need to get more guns.
You do.
Just to have for fun or
You
just
do.
to have, you know what I mean?
You need something to protect yourself.
Heck yeah.
You should have a shotgun. Right
I know.
here.
I need to have something. I have like some hidden floorboards and stuff, but I don't know. I usually, I don't know. I just, in my head, I'm like guns attract more guns, especially here in Albuquerque. And I'm just like, I'm all about the love, bro.
Yeah, but you got to protect yourself.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
It's Albuquerque, bro.
It is. And I don't know. I want to say it's getting better, but I don't. It's hard to say it is, you know?
It's not.
I mean, everyone wants to try and put a band-aid on the problem, but, you know, if the drugs keep getting funneled in the state, then are we really even solving the problem? There's some wild people out there, man.
Wild.
People that are just willing. They don't even know who they are or where they're at. How can you fight against someone that's not even there?
You can't. You love your family. I love my family. You go up against somebody that doesn't give a shit about anything.
Right.
Yeah. No. You're going to lose that fight. Well, you'll win it, but
Yeah.
do you win?
I know. And I think it's harder for me because I don't have kids yet. You know what I mean? So I think once I have kids, I'm going to start like definitely thinking differently. More protection.
Yeah.
Because I used to live in the war zone. Like up until now, I was in the war zone. But I was just so desensitized that like I just, you don't mess with me, I won't mess with you. I was kind of like that. And I've been fine. But then once you bring kids into that world, then it becomes different, you know?
100%.
Wait. Gets crazy out there.
Dude, there's nights that me and my wife, we hear gunshots and we just hit the floor, bro. We just roll off the bed and I cover her, bro. It's fucking crazy, man. It's not cool.
Yeah.
It's not cool.
I don't know. I will always call New Mexico my home. I don't think I'll ever move anywhere. It's just the Wild West, bro. You just gotta watch out for yourself, you know?
That's what it is.
Live
That's
your
what I'm
life,
telling
but
you.
you always gotta be on guard.
You gotta get that, quit that.
All the cuetas, the M80s. What do we those M80s used to pop, dude.
Yeah, they don't even sell those things anymore.
I
bro.
never got tired of blowing stuff up, dude. That's what I love to do.
Salute.
What do you think of the podcast room, bro?
Love it. Love it.
It's
Love
pretty good vibes, huh? I like, so I've like been friends with artists throughout the years, and like, you know, a lot of artists have their own studio, like painting studios. And I've noticed that a lot of artists surround their studio with things that inspire them to keep them like free flowing.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, if I'm going to do a podcast, I want it to be the same. I want to have things that inspire me all around me.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to fill every corner of the wall with
Everything.
paintings, with music, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So when I'm talking to you, I'm bouncing off all these walls, you know? It's like living. You got Elvis, you got the Bronco. There's so many things in here. Fight Club, that was a pinnacle moment in my life, you know? Fight Club was one of those movies that taught me how to go against the grain. There were certain movies that
What
actually...
about it? What about it made you feel that way?
So Fight Club, the whole thing about Fight Club is
I know.
the things that you own end up owning you.
Okay.
You know, life, these things, why are we wearing this underwear? Because some guy told us to wear this underwear.
Mm-hmm.
And so the whole movie ends up turning into like anti-norm. So they end up living in some like homeless house with no lights because why not? And they end up being more liberated and free than ever.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's what Fight Club's all about. That's why it grows so much, because you get all these guys in business outfits who just want to throw hands and be free.
Black eyes and shit.
Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
And so, like, I don't know. There's just certain moments. Look, like let's just read that quote right there.
Go ahead.
It's only after we've lost everything that we're free to do anything. You know, you really think about that. Take away all the materialistic things in your life. You're free to be who you are. All the things that you think you're supposed to wear, all of the job you think you're supposed to have, you're free to be yourself. Mm-hmm. You know, so like as a young kid, it's so crazy. Like those, you know, it's just a movie, but that mindset stuck with me, you know?
Yes, of course. There's books, there's a bunch of stuff. There's quotes that'll trip you out. You
just
know what I mean?
one or two words, you know?
Yeah.
The power of words.
I mean, I got fries that'll cross your eyes.
I just got the burgers. No, but even like, dude, the Bible, man, the Bible trips me out. But not in like a scary way, but there's words in there that it's just like sticks to me.
What sticks to you? Because I like to get into that kind of stuff.
What sticks to me is story. So you know, I had a moment, I had a near-death experience, and I almost died. And I remember, you know, you have those thoughts in your head, and I asked myself, what's my purpose in life? If I get through this, what am I supposed to do? Like I was begging to God. Mm-hmm. And the answer that came back to me is you're here to tell stories. You know, that was the one thing that just kept coming up in my head. You're here to tell stories. You're here to tell your story. You know what I mean? And it was so weird. And this was before I even started doing the podcast. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So there's like these premonitions that I've had with God. And the Bible is the best story ever.
And when you say God, what do you mean by that?
I was just praying to God. Like I know who God is. I was just praying to God. Like, what's my purpose? Like I'm desperate, you know? And then you have these weird premonition answers that just come to you. And it's not even words in your head. It just pops up in your head. And I just remember, you know, and then, I started, you know, I've always grown up in church and doing all this stuff. And,
yes,
you know, you always hear these stories. You go to school, you listen to the Bible stories. But now as like an adult, when I like really like dissect, you know, purpose, you know, what God was, what he was here to do, like who is God, who was Jesus, what was his reason for being here.
So is God Jesus?
I think so. I believe in the Trinity.
Okay.
Yeah, I think God, and it's so cool to think because
it's Jesus. So why do you separate them?
I don't separate them.
You say God and then you say Jesus.
So I think God, you know, let's just say God, okay, God is outside of this earth, outside of this realm. Mm-hmm. How is he going to intercept the people? How is he going to show his love? What better than growing up as a human being and becoming one of us and relating to us in the best way possible? Okay. You know what I mean? You hear about like Buddha, you hear about all these other like people mm-hmm. that like, you know, people like worship and do stuff, but like God literally grew up just like us. He had the same how do I say it? What are things that like make you want to do bad? Like things that like convince you to do, you know, he just grew up as a human being. Like he had all of the same things that we did. He felt pain.
Jesus. He
felt love. He felt, so like what's the most relatable thing? He grew up just like us. And then not only that, like imagine, let's just say, what's the most loving thing you could do for someone? Like what's the most loving thing you could do for someone that you love?
Either feed them or give them a hug.
Would you take a bullet for them?
Oh, 100%.
So imagine taking a bullet for someone you don't know.
Okay.
God came down and died for all of us. People that, you know what I mean? He died for you. He never knew you, but he, you know, he went through all of this. Someone that you don't even know and went through all this just for you. That's the ultimate sacrifice, the ultimate expression of love. You know, because I'm always thinking, like, what is love? Where does love come from? Why do I have love? And then, you know, I'm reading the Bible and I'm like, wow, this is like a pinnacle example of love, you know? You know, what better way to express love for someone than to die for them? You know, it's a cool story. It's a cool story. And it all comes back to stories, you know?
Yes.
So like you read these stories, you know, I watch this movie, it's a story to me. And you know, you intake things and it makes you who you are. Yeah. And, you know, I think if things make you more loving and better as a person, then what wrong is there in that, you know?
There ain't nothing wrong with that.
Right. Like, if it makes you a better person, then is it really that bad? That's the way I see it. It's like, you know, if it's making you love people more and be better as a person, then why not? Why not? You know, and I believe it wholeheartedly to the point where, you know, I'll go to my grave saying that I believe God is Jesus, you know. And you know, it's I constantly question things every day.
I question a lot. That's why I don't know how far you want to get into this.
And I question things, but it's a healthy thing to question things. Some people nowadays think that it's wrong to question things. Well, you should just know this is what you do. Why are you questioning it? But that's wrong. Why not? Why not ask, why are we doing this? Why do we do? And even me, I'm questioning my own beliefs. Why do I believe this? Why, you know, but it's healthy. But when you question things, you want to learn more about them, right? So once you more learn about them, then you find more answers. So that's kind of where I'm at, you know? Constant questioning things. I'll meet people that I've never really known, and then they'll introduce an idea in my head, and I'm like, damn, I never thought of that. You know, I'm going to go look that up, or I'm going to go.
Yeah. Yes.
But it's hard with the internet because there's like
open-minded.
Open-minded. That's the thing.
Yes.
Closed-minded, I think, is takes you down a path that you can't grow.
There's no way you can grow.
Yeah.
You're closed.
Yeah, I mean, I'm willing to sit down with a Buddhist monk and talk and tell me what he thinks and why he believes what he believes. You know, I'm all about curiosity. You know, curiosity, I think, is the key to happiness, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think we're there, bro. Joe, you've matured so much, you know, as a man. You know, you got your family, you got your girl, you know, she's got her daughter, she's growing up. I see you supporting, you know, your family and stuff. People think of it as a sacrifice, but like as a mature man, you realize that that's what life's all about, is feeding back into to people, into your family, and showing them that you love them. And that's a big sign of growth, you know? Because as a young kid, you're like, I don't want to go to that stupid game to go watch whatever. I want to do this, you know? But just you showing up to your girl's daughter's cheer events, like she sees you there, dude. That's an example of love. Dude, you look sick with that cowboy hat, dude. I'm not gonna lie. We went kind of deep on the pod, guys. I know this is how the ATG podcast goes. You know, we bounce off all the walls. That's why I love you, Joe. Cheers.
I love you.
I don't want you to leave Instagram though, because I love sharing you funny stories.
I just check every once in a while, bro. I'm not on it.
Thanks for resharing the stories.
All the time, bro. Yeah.
No, man, but you've always been such a big supporter in my life, bro. And I've never had an older brother. You know, I was the oldest in my family. And I've always looked to you as like an older brother, like growing up, dude.
That's crazy.
And I know we don't talk to each other that much, but when you call me and you like support me and stuff, it like means the world to me.
Well, you're like my little bro. Anything you're doing, dude, I'm so fucking proud of you, bro. It's insane. Just everything, bro. Everything. I love it. I love what you're doing. I will support you forever, bro.
Thanks, man. And you're repping that jersey, dude.
Bro,
that jersey goes hard.
You fucking know it,
I'm
dog.
gonna make sure we're good. Hell yeah. Whoa! This table's broken. Jesus. Technical difficulties. This table's broken. No, this one. Jesus, look at. We need to fix that. Hey, intern, you need to get on that. Hey, what do you think I'm paying you for?
Where are you at?
Nah, so we're gonna go shooting. Better go shooting. We're gonna have to watch at least one of these fights. Let's watch the next Sean fight. We should. I think we should.
Let's do it, man.
And no, man, I think this was a good opportunity for us to start hanging out more and stuff. You know,
Yes.
doing stuff. We'll get Rico.
Dude, it's fucking. I see your snowboard right there, bro. It's almost that time.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna make a return, guys. Everyone who's watched this pod has know what I've went through, and I think this is the year I'm gonna come
broken
back.
ribs, right? You have like you broke your ribs and all that.
Yeah, they had to take 6 of my ribs out, but now I'm back.
I see it, bro.
I've been hitting the gym.
You don't have to do backflips, bro.
I know, but it's hard. You know how we go.
Let's just rock, bro.
All right, we'll rock.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Don't tempt me though. I know you'd be like, just go send it. Just kidding. Okay. You guys are watching this. We're gonna go snowboarding this year, and I promise you, we're gonna post some sick vids on the day we shred. Maybe January. We'll see what's up. Hit Wolf a couple times.
There we go.
Yeah.
Wolf Creek, Purgatory. Maybe Taos. I like Taos because it's steep. I like to go fast.
Just bomb.
Yeah, I'm not like a jumper. I'm not a.
Just bomb.
Just fast.
Taos does have that. Taos has a sick table set.
Dude, I have the fucking Oakleys that show the speed and shit, bro.
Are you serious?
Yeah, bro. I got some dope ass goggles.
Damn.
Dope ass goggles.
I've never even heard that.
What?
What are they called?
The fucking Oakley fucking Air or something.
Oakley Speeders.
It literally shows your speed, everything. It has a heads up display.
That's sick. Maybe we'll get the Martinez brothers to go.
I'm not sure who that is, but
Get Nick.
okay. Okay.
Your boy.
Yeah. Manuel.
We'll go.
Yeah.
It's been a great time, Joe.
Joshua.
We're going to wrap it up. I just want to say thank you to everyone who's made it this far. If you guys haven't subscribed, it means the world to me. Just click one button, like.
Hit it.
When you guys share our videos, it just shows how much you guys, care for us and support us. So I appreciate all you guys for listening. Just the opportunity for us to be able to share our stories means the world. So there we go, baby. Everyone,
All right.
ATG episode 64. Let's
Against
go.
the dream, baby. Against the dream,
We're
baby.
dropping it soon, baby. Woo!